It is delicious. Preparing for this holiday. You might be wondering, what can I do? I'm a plant-based whole food person. I'm a vegan, so what am I going to do? I'm going to show you some simple recipes that I have been preparing for the past couple of years for either my family or my restaurant. We're going to start with a freshly made stuffing. All right, I'm going to show you what I'm going to put in there. Last night I made my cornbread. This is a freshly made cornbread that I'm going to be cutting and putting in my stuffing. And then I have, this is cranberry. This is the entire fresh berry. Brings you a lot of vitamin and nutrients that you need to keep you healthy. And all that you see here, I'm going to be using my fresh rosemary, my sage, my onions and vegetables. It's going to be amazing. So just follow up with me. I'm going to start with my onions. I'm going to be chopping my onions. You could use 1 large onion for the recipe I'm going to be making. And you're going to be dicing this. Onions are really good for your health. Onions improve your immune system. Onions and garlic are from the same family. And therefore they're high in micronutrients to lower blood pressure and to improve your immune system. So I like to use a lot of onions because they bring flavor. All right, so we're dicing the onions. I'm going to use the entire onions right now. Okay, so let's continue to finish off this onion. And if you don't like onions, you can put less onions. Now, I love onions because I believe food is my medicine, and the more onions I use, then I'm going to be building a strong immune system. So I'm putting the entire onions right here, the entire onion. All right. And then I'm going to be chopping my celery. All right. So I'm going to be using all of this celery. So if you want it to be Thanksgiving and taste and smell like Thanksgiving, then you do need to have your celery. Now, celery is good for our blood pressure. Celery has the ability to increase urine flow, acts like a diuretic, and therefore increase urine flow and decrease blood volume and then lower blood pressure. Celery also has nitrates, which then form or help to produce nitric oxide, and nitric oxide dilate the blood vessel and lower the blood pressure. So as you cook, you have to ensure that the food that you're cooking has some form of medicinal property, because food is indeed medicine. So let's get all of this celery chopped. You might be wondering, hey, is she a doctor? So I am an internal medicine doctor. I've been practicing medicine for over 30 years. For the last several years, I have been using food as medicine for my patients. And it's amazing how my patients transform their lives, lower their blood pressure, lower their weight, reverse their diabetes, their fatty liver, just with food as medicine. So I want you to be able to do the same thing, but I want you to enjoy a good, healthy, wholesome Thanksgiving where you don't miss anything. So what else I'm going to add here? Let me do some onion. I'm going to use 3 cloves of onion. Sorry, of garlic, guys, garlic. So I'm going to beat, and then I crush, and then I chop. All right, you want all the flavor, because remember, food is medicine. Garlic is going to improve your immune system and help to lower your blood pressure. All right, so that's my garlic. So what else I'm going to be doing? I'm going to use a very small amount of olive oil. Now, if you're oil-less, oil-free, then you could use some either water or coconut cream. All right? So maybe 2 tablespoons or so of olive oil, peanut oil, or vegetable oil. Okay, turn on my stove. All right, so I'm going to continue to chop all the things I'm going to be needing. When the oil is a little hot, I'm going to add these. So I'm adding my garlic, my onion, my celery. And then to make this stuffing more interesting, you could either use apple or peach. Very delicious. I tell you, when I make this, everybody likes this. So I'm going to use some apple. I'm going to add the apple, diced as well. Okay. So it gives you crunch in your stuffing, but also it gives flavor. All right, and you're not going to overcook these. You're going to partially cook these in your mix. Okay. So get this apple going. And of course, you know that apple is also filled with fiber and lots of nutrient. So we have vitamin C in here. We also have a good amount of potassium. Potassium is good to lower your blood pressure. It's good for cardiovascular health. So you want to eat or consume a diet that is high in potassium. All right? Potassium does the reverse of sodium. Okay. I'm also going to add my peach here. Sorry, not peach. My pear. My cameraman is trying to tell me this is not peach, it's pear. Yeah, we're adding pear. So you might be wondering, where did she learn to cook? So, grew up with my grandmother. She was a great cook. She used to win the yearly prize for the best cook in Jamaica for many years. So I used to watch her and I really learned to cook. I love cooking. I needed a larger board, but that's okay, guys. All right. Okay, I think I'm ready. I'm gonna add some stuff to my pot here. All right. So if you want, you could add the onions first and the garlic. Ooh, I should use a larger pot. But anyway, we're gonna let this work. Okay. So actually I needed a larger pot, but I might change my pot. Okay guys, let me get a larger pot for you. Okay, I'll be right back. All right, so I'm gonna change my pot. I need a larger pot, I need space. I'm cooking a lot of stuffing. Okay, so this is better. Okay, you are gonna saute this. Now to this, you are gonna be adding fresh cranberry. Fresh cranberries, because it's gonna give you that, what should I say? That taste, that tarty taste, which is gonna add flavor to your stuffing. Let me get it. So here I have my fresh cranberry. They're already washed. My hands are washed too. And I really love this. Now, you're gonna allow this to saute for a while. You're gonna allow your cranberry to slightly open, right? Because you don't want to overcook them. You want them to remain red and beautiful when you're serving your stuffing. Put a little bit more. So I got a 12-ounce bag, and I'm putting most of the bag in here. We're gonna allow this to cook. It's gonna take a couple minutes. You may be wondering, so what time? So you're gonna wait until the onions are slightly transparent or translucent and the cranberries are slightly bursting open. And that's when you're gonna add your other spices and the bread. Now I can go ahead now and add my rosemary. Without the rosemary and the sage, it is not Thanksgiving or holiday. So let me get my sage. So I'm going to add about this much of sage in this. Sorry, this much of rosemary. And then about this much of sage. Very important for the flavor and for the holiday beautiful aroma. I wish you were in the house right now. Now, we're gonna let this cook down for about, I would say about 10 minutes, all right? And then we'll be back to add the rest. So we continue to cook this. You can see that the onions are becoming translucent. You can see that. Cranberries are still intact. There are a few that begin to open up, and that's good. Now guys, I want to welcome you to my channel. Now if you think the information that I'm giving you is good and can benefit others, subscribe, hit the notification button, and share with others. So here I am cooking. Now I'm going to add some spices to this because you may be wondering, is she going to be adding some salt and pepper? Yes. So I'm going to be adding some FoodAMed vegan restaurant vegan seasoning. All right. So let me add some there. It's going to give a burst of flavor. Very delicious. Okay, it's not a lot. You may think it's a lot. I'm going to add some black pepper, just a small amount of black pepper, you can see. Okay. And then to this, I'm going to add some dry cranberry. This is also going to give it a sweet flavor. So here I have 9 ounces. So I'm going to add about 4 to 5 ounces. Okay. All right. Now I'm going to show you what this looks like. Now remember I said you want to have the cranberry the fresh cranberry semi-whole, so that you maintain the nutrients that these vegetables and fruits have. You don't want to overcook your veggies because you'll be destroying the vitamins. All right, so what I'm going to be doing now, you can see that we have some steam coming up and the thing is cooking nicely. What I'm going to be doing right now, I'm going to add my cornbread to this, and then I'm going to wait for it to be completed. All right, so let me get my cornbread. So here's the cornbread. I made this last night. All right, I'm going to put some cornbread there to complete the stuffing. Now guys, I want you to try the recipe and put in the comment what you enjoy. And then of course I will put the whole recipe there for you as well. So I have the cornbread nicely cut into pieces. I'm adding it now into my pot. Let's see, I don't know if I'm going to add all of it. Let's see. And then I'm going to mix this in. You see, it's already beautiful. And the flavor, the smell is amazing. It smells like holiday. Yeah, so I think I have enough bread. I'm not going to add more. All right. And I'm going to cover and just let this come together. And then I'll show you the final product. All right, so let me wait. I'm going to cover this up and wait a couple of minutes. All right guys, so let's cover this up and I'll be back. So let's see what we have here in this pot. Wow, it's really beautiful. And it is, wow, smells like Thanksgiving. Amazing. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to just take this out and plate it in this beautiful dish. And then we're ready to either serve this or to use this as stuffing for our turkey. So let me go ahead and all right, so now I'm going to serve this. I'm going to plate this. So let's plate it. I already turned off my stove. I'm plating. You can see how beautiful this looks, and it tastes delicious. We have still preserved some of our vegetables and our fruits whole, partially cooked, so you can enjoy all the nutrients. But this is delicious. I'm keeping all my herbals seasoning there. That's my rosemary and my sage, because I'm going to use the same stuffing to stuff my turkey in the next recipe. But for you, you're ready to serve this to your family or to use as stuffing. So let me get this all out. This is actually delicious. Let me have my cameraman hold it over so you can see how beautiful that looks. And I'm going to taste it. I wish you were here. So let's taste this. It is delicious. So if you're thinking of serving your family and you don't know what to cook, you're plant-based, you're vegan, this stuffing is fantastic.